All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are on week 4 this week of our distance learning and taking a look at your assignment for this week in computer science principles. We will be working in COorg with our lesson 4, looking at controlling memory with variables. So I wanted to show you in Google Classroom where we're at. We are working here on our agenda for lesson 4, controlling memory with variables. Today's objective or goal for the lesson is to complete bubbles 1 through 13 or 14. Um, Somewhere in there would be approximately half of the lesson for you to work on today. Um, so you'll be completing the bubbles showing your progress through this lesson this week. And we're looking at controlling memory with variables here. So the lesson should be unlocked for you. Um, we will be working, like I said, through bubbles 1 through 13 um, and or 14. And they're introducing some concepts with variables this week to you here in code.org. So if you go to your dashboard, right, in code.org, and we are looking for Unit 5, which is our advanced programming unit. And then scrolling down, you want to access lesson 4 this week in code.org. So our lesson 4 starts off um, with some introductory material to give you an overview of the different concepts via video. So again, as the page loads, we're going to scroll down to lesson 4, controlling memory with variables. And the first bubble here is going to give you the lesson overview, introducing the concept of variables, working with variables, and how those variables can help memory. So we're going to go down through 13 to 14 here, other ways to assign values to variables. And as we finish loading here, we'll take a look at the lesson overview and some of um, the mechanics of variables and how to get started with them. So you've got some new vocabulary, um, looking at data types. All values in a programming language have a type, such as a number, a boolean, or a string that dictates how the computer sees that certain type. An expression, unit of code that resolves to a value, and then a variable, placeholder for a piece of information that can change. And that's what we're working with today, is these changing pieces of information. So new code commands, write text, right? And the nice thing about this page, don't forget, as you're working through the lesson, if you want to see some examples of how this code is used, remember you can click on these. These are hyperlinked to the code library. So it will give you an explanation and an example of how the code gets used in a program. So you've got value 1 plus value 2, number 1 minus number 2, number 1 times number 2, number 1 divided by number 2. Generating a random number. Variable x equals some value. X equals some value. Variable x equals prompt number, enter a value. So this will give the user a prompt in the program to input a value that the computer then stores and uses. I would also encourage you down here under resources to view the tutorial videos introducing you to variables part 1 and part 2. This will give you a leg up as you get started in understanding how to use variables, and then the basic mechanics of variables and how to use a variable um, within the syntax of your program. So we're taking the next 2 lessons to learn about variables and then incorporating them into a clicker game um, next week in lesson 5. So moving memory around, right? Basic mechanics of keeping things simple, establishing a good mental model for working with variables and trying to form that schema in your mind, how these work, and then getting past your misconceptions. So I'll let you guys continue this on your own. Just wanted to touch base with you and get you started. Hope the lesson goes well for you this week. And we'll be working on this lesson 4, controlling memory with variables, all week. So today, I'd like you again to focus on getting up to bubble 13 or 14. All right. So I'll talk to you guys in our next lesson.